Hi guys, one of the most popular questions that I've received over the past few weeks with regard to the protocols for arriving in Nigeria has had to do with the COVID test, the in-country COVID test that is mandatory for people to pay for to enter Nigeria. The question has had to do with, Funke, can we do our test outside of Lagos or Abuja because we don't live in Lagos and Abuja? The truth is, a considerable number of Nigerians actually live outside of Lagos and Abuja, and given that you have to do the in-country test on day 7 of arrival, it wouldn't make sense, for example, for if I live in Abeokuta, Ogun State, and I have to drive back on day 7 to do my test in Lagos. That isn't really realistic. In this video, I'm going to be sharing with you guys what exactly the Presidential Task Force has to say about this matter, what they're doing about this. And finally, to really help you, I'm going to share with you an experience that a community member on Travel to Nigeria had, whereby they were actually able to do their tests in a different state. That is exactly what this video is all about. Hi guys, welcome to my channel. If it's your first time here, welcome. My name is Sassy Funke and I'm a Nigerian travel and lifestyle content creator. I'm also the founder of Travel to Nigeria. Travel to Nigeria is your #1 trusted travel platform when it comes to traveling to and from Nigeria. Right now on our Instagram page, we're very much focused on providing information to Nigerians and travelers to Nigeria about issues to do with COVID-19 travel. We have noticed that a lot of Nigerians are finding it hard to get information with regard to protocols, the changes and whatnot, and we're focused right now on bringing that to the table for you. So make sure you follow Travel to Nigeria on Instagram and turn on your notifications so you don't miss out on any information. I would also stress that you follow Travel to Nigeria on Instagram, most importantly, because the updates that we put on there are much quicker to get to you guys than here, whereby I have to create a video, I have to edit it and put it out, and there might be a delay, and getting information critically now matters. So make sure you follow Travel to Nigeria. Also, if you have specific questions, I would advise you to follow our private Facebook community called Travel to Nigeria on Facebook. The reason why I say this is that a lot of people have experienced and traveled to Nigeria during this pandemic, and there's so much resource and information on there that you would have at your fingertips. So definitely join the community. And if you have your own questions, feel free to ask them in the group. The truth is, I have never witnessed any Nigerian Facebook group that has been as resourceful as Travel to Nigeria. Also, before I start the video, don't forget to subscribe to this channel. Help me get to 50,000 subscribers. They say, what's that thing again? Ask and you shall be given, seek and you shall find. I am asking, I'm hoping it shall be given. So click that subscribe button and join the family. So let's start with exactly what the Presidential Task Force has to say with regard to expecting people to do their COVID test in Lagos and Abuja. The truth is, the Presidential Task Force is much aware that this is an issue that they have to resolve, right? Because they know that it's not reasonable to ask, someone that lives in Abeokuta or in your state, right, to maybe stay in Lagos for the whole time, 7 days before their COVID test. Even the COVID test price is already pinching them. You can't expect them to now stay for days just to do COVID tests. And it is not reasonable to tell someone to now risk their life in this pandemic to carry themselves from Oyo State to drive to Lagos just to do a COVID test. It's not reasonable. And I think they do know that and they're working on it. Now I'm going to show you a video of exactly what the Presidential Task Force had to say.
To reduce the risk of further transmission based on the data and our current laboratory capacity, all incoming travelers must be tested by a certified private laboratory after 7 days of returning to the country. And there are only 3 criteria for these private laboratories to get onto the portal. Only 3. 1, they have to be licensed through the Medical Laboratory Science Council of Nigeria. 2, they must have undergone a process of validation and optimization by NCDC. And then thirdly, they must be accredited by the state governments because their results will feed into the state numbers. We have already reached out to at least 9 states, urging them to work with the private laboratories within their areas and come up with a list of accredited laboratories that satisfy this requirement. And these laboratories will go onto the portal.
Okay, just to stop there, basically what they're saying here is that they have already working with the state governments, right? To for those ones to pick private labs that can basically they can select and put onto the portal, right? So they're already working with them to select labs that fill those criteria that they've stipulated to be able to put them onto the portal.
At the moment, we only have portals for Lagos and Abuja, but we have arrangements with the laboratories serving these areas to be responsible for collecting samples for passengers outside Lagos and Abuja.
Okay, so to sort of explain this part of his statement is that currently they only have private labs in Lagos and Abuja that they're working with. But they've spoken with these private labs that they should be responsible and figure out ways basically to get samples for passengers that are living in other states.
We're working very hard to open up more private laboratories across the rest of the country. And we believe that as more laboratories get registered and come onto the portal, the easier it will be to continue to push down the cost of a PCR test.
So the summary of what the PTF coordinator basically said is that they are working with the state government to add more labs that are outside of Lagos onto the portal. And they're also working with the private labs in Lagos and Abuja, yes, to basically work with other labs in other states to get samples from them. And I believe this is something you can do now. So this next part of my video, I feel is probably the most useful part in terms of how to actually get your test done outside of Lagos and Abuja. I'm now going to share a post that a community member on Travel to Niger shared with regard to this issue and how he was able to do his test in a different state. So he goes, "I Hall. This is just to share my experience regarding registration and booking of the COVID-19 test on the Nigerian International Travel Portal, which was quite straightforward. I will be flying into Lagos with Ethiopian Airline from London via Addis Ababa this weekend. And I did my registration immediately. I received my PCR test result yesterday evening. The purpose of sharing this experience is mainly for those whose destination are outside Lagos and who would like their test in their state of residence. In my own case, my destination and place of residence is at Abeokuta in Ogun State. And the registration portal does not give me the option of choosing an accredited lab other than that in Lagos for your testing. This is where it gets tricky. So having previously gone through the names of accredited labs on the NCDC COVID-19 website in all states of the Federation, link below, and knew the names of the labs in Ogun State. So when choosing my lab of choice in Lagos, I chose the name of a lab which I knew had a testing facility in my state. AfriGlobal Medicare Lab for Shagamu and 54 Gene for Abeokuta. On successful completion of registration and payment, I was assigned a lab of my choice in Lagos, which also had a testing facility in my state. This morning, I sent an email and also made a phone call to the lab I chose and they confirmed that I could and would be tested in my state, of which I was given the location and customer care contact details with instructions to go there with my evidence of payment on the date I chose during the registration. I have been spared the inconvenience of having to travel back to Lagos for my testing. I hope this benefits someone. Stay blessed." Below is the link of the accredited lab in the states or federation. I'm going to put that link in the description box so you guys can follow up with that too. I hope that was really clear and useful, but just to summarize it really quickly. Many testing facilities in Nigeria, accredited labs in Nigeria, that are not on the portal, right? Only Lagos and Abuja is on the portal, right? But he noticed that there was a particular accredited lab already that was in generic, that was in the list, that had an affiliation, right, with one of the labs in Lagos. And he chose that one. So I guess you would need to do a little bit of work to look at which testing facilities are available on that link that I'm going to share below in the description box, and see if they have any affiliation with any of the Lagos labs. I'm sure you can call them and from there book with that particular lab in Lagos and Abuja. I hope this was very clear. I really believe that the NCDC is working really hard to get these labs onto the portal so that you don't have to do the homework I've given you to do right now. But I really hope that this has been very useful. I have spoken to this gentleman that sent this Travel to Nigeria community member, and he has done his test in Abeokuta, so everything did work out. I really hope this video has been super useful, as always. That's the point of all these videos. If you have any questions, or if you have any specific videos that you believe will be useful to the overall community, Nigerian community, let me know. Leave a comment in the comment section below. Thank you so much again for watching my videos. I appreciate the love and the support. If you're new here, please do join the family. Click that subscribe button. Give this video a huge thumbs up. And yes, let's create an amazing community on here for Travel to Niger, for Sassy Funke. Thank you so much again. And I will see you guys on my next video.